The Done paper mill in Soho in New York is the premier space where you want to go as a professional artist to work on paper. For 4 days I went in from 10 o'clock till 6 o'clock just working on making paper from scratch and then creating images which were trapped all inside the paper.
Walking down the city block, triple X and porn shot.
Once the desired colors have been mixed, it is time to fill them into squeezable bottle containers, plastic containers. Now, on these containers had different nozzles, and the front ends have been cut shorter and longer depending on the thickness of the line and the desired line you want to get. Linen pulp is mixed for the colors because it also works much better than using cotton with cotton pulp. So the pigment that's mixed into the linen pulp allows it to join better once it's pressed into an image. By hovering just above the wet background of the paper pulp, added a whole new dimension. The paper pulp in itself is a very fragile thing. It's so easy to squeeze through it or actually break it up because it's not paper yet. It only turns into paper once it's pressed. And then these images get stacked one on top of the other. And then in the whole process, there's a thin mat that goes over the actual image while it's still wet, and you transfer them onto another table and another tray. And then these are stacked up onto each other and then put into a press. All the water gets squeezed out of it, and it's amazing. This takes place over about half an hour, and the amount of water that comes out of there is unbelievable. And then once you pull off this fabric, and then this wet flat image is still there. They get transferred now to drying racks, and then they'll dry over 2 days. For me, the best part and the nice part are staring at a blank canvas. I always say I've got, for the next 60 years, I've got enough images just to fill these blank canvases, and I often need just a starting point, one single line or crack in a pavement. Just walking in the morning towards the studio was just inspiration by itself.
Dropping down flat, blowing it, knowing what to do. Threading with a suitcase, walking out his power, but leaving the fool. Yeah, the days are better.
I stopped at one stage and then created only limited information in paper pulp on a lot of these base sheets, thinking and consciously thinking about adding a different line to it afterwards once it's dry, in dry medium like oil paints or ink.
And a lot in your heart. We're coming like a beggar, begging to start. Baby, we got making up down in the north. It's a feast of fame, cramming life in 3 short years. Later on we'll discover it should have been another's crying tears. Kindergarten contest, pointless hippie protest, way to waste time.
So the contrast in line, it's just got to keep on pushing and pulling and pushing and pulling.
It just changes a whole image. Just one single line.